I think a lot of women are not even aware of the capacity for true love or the depth of true love available in the body. And I think that is what the uniqueness of your work brings is kind of like a new vision of what's possible for people who sense that there's more possible.
Yeah, I just want to let those, like, I just, like, one of the things, one of the intentions that I'm making with this, with us talking here as co-created beings, is that I listen to your words like anew, like that they're fresh and I've never heard them before. Um, yeah, and I guess a lot of sex out there, isn't it? It's like touch and go. Like you go in there for a short time, you move around a bit, and then that's it.
It's something to be
You
done
can,
with, and don't think about it anymore after it's done. Just be happy that, oh yeah, we did that.
yeah, and how many times do we do it a week? Oh, that makes us a good couple. Oh, good. We do it 2 times a week. Oh, that fits us in. We're all right then. Um, um, well, people, here we go. Here's another non-dual place, so to sort of. People mix the heart and the genitals. That's the non-dual place as well, isn't it? Because it's the upper chambers of love and then the more physical, animalistic drive of the genitals. Only, I honestly believe that the genitals have got both. They are the love affair of man and woman. And of course they are, because the heart can't be penetrated. It can be energetically, but it can't be physically. And what are we? We're born human with bodies. So you've got to just say, oh, why would I be human and why would I have a body? I mean, intelligence doesn't do something for the hell of it. It's for a very intelligent reason, purpose, mission. You weren't given a body so that you could just walk around, and it isn't just that. It's so much more vast and scientific. Scientific. And I don't mean scientific where you do the research, like where you try to, you know,
Mhm.
add
Yeah.
up hypotheses. Yeah. I'm talking about precision.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I think there's a lot of spiritual traditions that see this realm of physicality as like a punishment or a deviation from original purity instead of an opportunity to awaken that original purity in the matter, in the
Yeah.
flesh, which is what still point lovemaking is.
Yeah. And I feel really blessed that I know that, because originally I also wanted to transcend this body, as in I just was like, oh, get me out of here. But one of the greatest things was integrating physical lovemaking with the spiritual lovemaking. Like, you don't necessarily even need to do it again. You don't even need to do it again. Um, but yeah, when you go there, it's the deepest place in your system, and now that is imbibed throughout your whole being. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's another um, spiritual system in this world like it.
I know, and you've really looked. I mean, it's really shocking. It's honestly very shocking, incredibly humbling, like just incredibly like inconceivable, which is not true because it's conceived in this world, but I like saying that. That me, Esther, could bring that, like an actual unique, and I mean, yeah, I'm going to say when I worked with Sana, I'm going to bring Sana into the equation because I do often sometimes. She said you will have your very own frame. And at the time, I didn't recognize it, but people really do have their own frame. And that's when your own masculine gets activated. It knows what it's here for. And it is, and I can't, yeah, and it's because everybody's leaving the body mostly in sexuality.
Yeah.
Um, you know, whereas you can completely submerge into it. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to? We were talking about illness, do you remember? Like illness, and I was trying, and I had this thought about it. Um, is like it is looked at as a problem when we get sick. We do definitely pathologize sickness because you were talking about the fact that it's something that we are punished by being in the body. So then when we're sick, oh, that's an extra punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what got me to think that.
Yeah. And I think because yeah, I'd spent a lot of times in Buddhist schools, and I think the furthest they go with the body is think about how it's going to die, think about how it's going to deteriorate, which is all very mental. But so your experience, the deepest awakening in that world that you can have related to the body is that it's impermanent and you're not the body, basically, to not attach to the body. But what I found with your work was that the deepest awakening is not, um, yeah, it's not a concept. Because even if things are impermanent or constantly changing, that's not a as deep of a revelation as the lived moment of immersion into the body.
Yeah. And meeting that impermanence in the body. You could say we meet the impermanence in the body when we're all there, especially in that women's group.
Yeah, we
You
meet
know,
death. We meet death itself.
we meet death itself because every moment the experience within the yoni is changing every second.
Yeah. And not just that, but you have to die to get there.
You also have to die to get there because if you don't let go of everything that you are preoccupied with, you won't be able to go in. And that brings me to the point of what you were experiencing with that man. If I can go back to that again, you will see very quickly how much a man wants, a man, the masculine, even in women, so it's not just men, but how much that masculine perception feels safe, yeah, dying to itself as it descends. Can it put itself towards something other than its own safety?
Mm. Yeah, and that is divine love for the masculine consciousness to put itself aside.
Yeah, and we have well, I still point lovemaking is the process to do that. Um, but I've noticed that if certain minds are very attached, which might have been the case with this dating app man, without,
Mhm.
he's not going to necessarily be able to stay focused on something that seems to be not giving him anything,
Yeah,
let alone his survival.
yeah. And that's a very high bar. I mean, even as women, we're unwilling to do still point love making if it means losing the man. I mean, I've been there. Like I've
Yeah.
compromised and
Yeah, say more about that. Like I'm just saying would love to hear your experience and we can, because it's mine.
yeah, I just mean that if there is a thought or fear that if the man exhibits signs that you interpret as, you're going to be disapproved of, or I'm going to be, I think somebody in our group said recently, like repulsing the man, he's
Oh
repulsed
yeah.
by the lack of
Yeah.
sexuality, then I think as women, we're really afraid to be honest about what we want or how deep we can go into the stillness. Or we're just not given the opportunity to do that if we're really scared of what the man is
Yeah.
thinking or believing.
You were not given the opportunity to do that, to go really deep into the no space. At least not with them in tow.
Yeah.
Like, because first of all, obviously I'm doing it with people. And once you do that, I don't know how many women want to do it with a man. Like they're like, oh wow, like I didn't know.
Yeah.
I want to show a man.
Yeah. And I think there's
He's
teachers.
gonna love it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, phase two of their initiation. Yeah. Sorry, but I was just gonna say, and I've been acquainted, I know we've discussed there are some teachers who, they advise you to go in with a crystal wand.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Tell me.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I I've tried that. You know me, I like to go around and see
Yeah.
see what's out there.
I love that about you. That's why we're sitting here having this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've tried it and I don't find it conducive to awakening that internal space or bringing life to it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you have like, did I interrupt you?
no, no, you didn't. While you're speaking, I'm just gonna get my charger, if that's okay.
For sure. Yeah. Um, do you have massage therapists? We've got these cheapy massage therapists at a mall, and they um they kind of need at the surface, but somehow when you leave, it's still internally there's some holding there that never actually got met at a deep level. never was made contact with. Yeah, and so the purpose of those crystal wands, while they will loosen muscular tissue, they don't actually penetrate into the core center of the tissue that is underneath the surface layer of the skin that's being touched.
Yeah. And on a deeper level, they don't, like, people will argue that they facilitate the accessing of the consciousness in the cervix or into a part of the body that you may not ever have experienced. But I don't really believe that is really true. Because you're bringing a unconscious, dense object into that field and poking in hopes that it will ignite something from the inside, which is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, first of all, you're believing it's not naturally open.
Mm.
So still point lovemaking is kind of based on the premise that you're already open, your body's already open, and it's your awareness of that opening that gets you to understand that you've never not been orgasmic. And I'm saying orgasmic lightly. You've never not been energetically enlivened or, yeah, awakened in, um, what else can we say? You might have
In a state of bliss. Yeah.
yeah, that's always happening. But the thing with the crystal wand as well is you start to think you're not the crystal wand. The crystal wand is doing it and the movement's doing it. And now you're going to start to move it in a certain way that you think it should be moved. Like you've said, it's not like it's a lingam with consciousness that actually is being guided by, you know,
Yeah.
love. Because as I said to you, it can get to a point where the energy itself makes love to itself.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And in order to, I think so much of still point lovemaking is also even becoming acquainted with the magnificence of the
Yeah, I
body.
love that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And that capacity is significantly impaired when you are dependent on a crystal wand or whatever object.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're trying to get something, aren't you, with a crystal wand? You think you're going in and you think you know why you're using that crystal wand and where you're supposed to put it. I think I sort of mentioned that before, but now it's sort of coming into me deeper as I'm talking about it. You can hear it in my voice, it's deepened. So, because I went into a deeper place when I just shut my eyes and I thought, yeah, right. So, um, and it's those little things that bring the yoni embodiment to the fore when you're having a human experience. You put yourself there, you are there, you speak from there, you know? And yeah, um, I was going to say it's a poor man's version of a lingam, quite obviously, literally. It could be different actually if you you could actually enact with the crystal wand in a way that would be more conducive to still point lovemaking. And I would discuss that with the client in doing that. And I think I mentioned to you, we did talk about it. I think I said, yes, get it if that's what you want. And I don't know if I told you, but instead of acting on it,
Hmm.
you could use it differently. That would be more like meeting a highly conscious lingam within you.
Yeah.
But even then, I think we've discovered that you can have a better experience with nothing and only your
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah. And I have a crystal wand. So, I have one that was specifically made to awaken the cervix. And I've used it, I've had it for 3 years and I've used it once.
Oh, wow, you've had that for 3 years. I remember when you got it.
Yeah.
God, we really have. I remember when you got it.
Yeah. And I think because by the point that I had acquired it, we had already done so much inner work and so much kind of meditative, um, being present in the cervix that I couldn't really use the crystal wand. Um, it just wasn't useful to me in the way that I could do it with my own consciousness.
Yeah, yeah. I know. And so I'm going to ask you a question now. Like, why? Because we've been discussing that it's probably better not to discuss how to do it, also because there are so many initiations of it that I really need to help with that, or I need to guide. And the great thing is that I can actually, like, first of all, I can only work with people who have an ability to be able to sense energy. And that means that they can focus their concentration and their consciousness onto a particular place in their body. Otherwise, there's no point. When you can do that, it's pretty amazing because then I can even go into the body with you and track. And it doesn't even matter if I'm in another country. Right? It's so amazing. It's so gorgeous. But we've got that. But I really want to know, why still point lovemaking? Why have you become so so um honoring and deeply touched by it, and even to the point of because I know myself and I'm not, I mean, if there's one thing I am totally bestowed with in this life, it was that knowledge. And I don't think there's a day that goes by that I could not be thankful for that more, you know. But why? Especially when, it doesn't always give you. You got to sit there with this man and
Yeah. Um, no, I was actually thinking about this recently because I've explored so many different spiritual modalities, like I really have, and so many different intimacy mentors. And I've gone really deep I had thought I had gone really deep with them before I'd met you. So, I think it's, hmm, it's really outside the realm of logic. Like it's really just a calling to something that you know is there, and the only reason that I would have the resistance that I've seen was always the result of some sort of worldly indoctrination. And the falsity of that, like the fallacy of that, has always been so readily apparent, even if I haven't been able to act in the world or take action in the world in the way that I knew was true. which I have, as you know, I haven't been able to always do that, and learning how to do
Who
that. But
can? Who can?
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
it's not a
But you,
perfected state.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
it's just something, um, yeah, I think as a woman, you just know that it's there. And you have to, I think it's more work to believe that it's not there. Like,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember when I don't know, I don't even know if I can go back to when because I think it was always there for me, and you'd probably feel the same on some level.
Yeah, yeah.
You knew something wasn't quite like circuited in your system, like something had been frayed or broken off or something, but you knew it was still there and it needed to be rewired or put back together.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always knew that. And actually, I think this was 10 years ago, and I was really, just a short story, but I was really into
Yeah.
reading science fiction. I think I told you that I loved just watching films that were science fiction and reading stories. And my favorite story was it was these two energetic beings. It was a man and a woman. And it was like millions of years into the future, there were no bodies. And so there were these two light waves talking to each other.
Mm. Oh, wow. That is, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the masculine light wave was saying to the woman, like, if only you had eyes, or if only you had hair that I could stroke. Like they were remembering when they had the flesh.
Yeah.
And
Wow. I've got a shiver when you're saying that.
yeah, yeah, me too. And I remember when I read that story, something about it really touched me. And I never understood why, because I wasn't spiritual at the time. But I understood that there was a reason that this world of appearances or form was created, and it is the greatest dream we could have. And the real dream is not to be free of it and go to some energetic state, but the real dream is to really anchor ourselves, yeah, with love, in this state of form.
Yeah. That's an incredible story. And I, that's what I mean. So why would you be trying to escape that or transcend that when we obviously came here to have that, if only I could be inside of you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think that you're doing when we've actually created units, like
Mhm.
houses or like containers, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
to pour into, to know what it is, to know that it's basically, yeah, to remind ourselves that we are not just form and neither are we formless.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a woman, you can go to any spiritual tradition in the world, and there's so many, and there are none that will help you find the reason that you have been born into this world in the flesh.
Yeah, no. And what's really shocking to me is, as much with the spiritual knowledge, and you and I both know, we're always looking at, particularly we're drawn to, of course, we're females, we're always looking at the spiritual men online, mentors. I can't believe they do not even discuss their own lingams in any kind of real deep, comprehensive understanding of themselves.
Yeah, yeah, isn't that odd?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They will, however, discuss sexuality from a regular kind of viewpoint on some level.
yeah,
Children, desire, yeah. Like we were, like I felt really a little bit repelled when I heard this guy who speaks quite high spiritual, I'm going to use the word ideals because they are ideals in general. And then he said, but hey, let's not lie to ourselves that your mum and your dad, screwed and that's how you got here. And I thought, oh, please, because it's almost as though if he said it was for any other reason, then he's just an idiot man. If he didn't he was, it's either emotional. I think you've said this, Rachana. It's either very sentimental and emotional on this planet, or it's, yeah, an animal. And the men seem to have come on board with the idea that women are emotional and sentimental, but not their deepest spiritual knowledge that is actually, you know, buried in the flesh, and that they're ignited to go in and retrieve that, not just for themselves, but for the betterment and the spiritual evolution of each other. Because they're not allowed to just go in there and go, yeah, I'm taking it, and now I'm going to be an online mentor and I'm going to tell you what you're about when I've got no clue. Because I went in there to just not to satisfy myself, even if it meant I was going to make a successful business out of it. That's a do you see? And that's what you're seeing out there at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They never see it as their destiny. Like
They
a
got it from women. All this knowledge, you never hear them say, I went into 50 women and this is I got the knowledge, and now I'm just going to sit here with 10 women on the line on the in my group and just talk to them. Yeah, I know what you're all about. You
Yeah.
all gave it to me,
Yeah.
but I don't say that. I
Yeah, they
never say
can't
that.
say that according to the this realm's rules and regulations.
It wouldn't make sense, would it? But every woman is a treasure chest of wisdom for her man to open and lavish himself with, providing he honors it came from her. And we are seeing some online mentors do that.
But it's in a very different
Right?
way. Because the way that men say that they say, women make the home and they cook and they ground me and they bring me, I don't know, children and love. But it's never about it's still not about the woman's body. Or they'll say, oh, the woman's body, she's um sexually pleasing me and makes me feel like a man. But that's still not about her body.
No, it's not about her spiritual. I'm trying to like her she's been imprinted. It's like she's got every single record of every energetic experience of us. And yeah, it's exactly that. I mean, you do get men saying that they can cook, they should be cooking and they should be protecting and they should be serving and they should be providing. But yeah, it's so that the woman is relieved emotionally.
Hmm.
I know, I can't believe it. I can't believe that women are not being. I actually even saw a woman, I should show you in a thing where she was trying to tell a man, yeah, but spiritually, we're actually more, mm, let's say, endowed. But it's all this misunderstanding about, oh no, but I'm the man and I lead you in this world. And
Yeah.
she was trying to tell him that we are more spiritually endowed. Now, the trouble with that was she didn't know it in her body. These women don't know it in their body. So they're going around saying that, but they don't actually know the place from where they. are spiritually endowed.
Yeah. Yeah, they think I think I I think I read a blog with you where some woman was saying, yeah, it's all about being mysterious. It's like the moon glowing and like they're talking about the moon as if that's how they're spiritually endowed. Like that's how far away from
Yeah. This woman
the
couldn't actually challenge, and the man knew she couldn't challenge him. And you know why? Because essentially he'd turn around and go, well, let's not lie about it. Your mum and your dad screwed, and that's how you got here. But it's not true.
yeah.
And and a woman's got to actually be able to, yeah, highlight something different. Unfortunately, it's got to that because he's forgotten so much about how we're endowed.
Well, what would you say to that if a man said to you, "Yeah, well, let's not forget your mom and your dad screwed, and that's how you're here."
Um, you know what I'd really say? Do you know where your lingam is right now? Can you tell me what you're experiencing right now? Yeah. And I'd know. So you can't. She's right, that woman with the moon, I'll just tell you. But it's the shimmer, you know what I'm going to say, you know it. It's the light that hits the water that dapples across the ocean water. But it's only that. And again, that's in her body. And she needs to be able to reference that on some level. But a man knows when he's around a woman who knows that information. And then he decides, geez, do I really want to be here or not? Because I'm about to be, yeah, disintegrated.
Yeah, annihilated.